So this time we have C2 on purple side and one of a kind on blue side.
Not surprised by the Shen and the Rammus bans right off the bat.
Yep, pretty standard bans, nothing that surprising. There's the Udyr ban. They do not want to see that.
No.
Jungle Udyr again. That was brutal to watch, just pushing Nocturne out of his own jungle. Man, that was awful. They would sit in... I think that it was 3 separate times. They sat in bush, waited for Nocturne to come for his red, and just killed him. That was actually really funny. Instead of using the timer to just steal red buff over and over, they used it to kill Nocturne over and over.
It'll be interesting to see what the final ban is for Team 1-of-a-kind, if they're going to ban maybe Nidalee. Nidalee was very strong up top, ended up going 4-1-1 at the end of the game, and really just dominated Rumble up top. And actually, we're going to see the Cassiopeia ban.
Okay, solid ban. I can understand that, though. Rumble was doing really well against Nidalee once they hit, like, level 10, level 11 there, and Rumble was able to hold his own. That was some really good solo top play from 1-of-a-kind. I'm very proud of them. Good job.
Time's ticking down on the final ban for Team C2.
Aurelia.
Not surprised. Aurelia is strong, and Aurelia is actually getting the nerf. She's finally getting the nerf hammer, the impending nerf hammer that's been hovering over her for so long. And Janna. Janna, always Janna. Team C2 last time getting Janna, and a Soraka pick from C2, which isn't surprising. I think we saw them play Soraka every match of their best out of 3 in the semifinals against Just the Usual. A very, very strong Warwick, strong Warwick and a strong Soraka. We did see Warwick all last time as well. From, I believe, Volt Ninja is the one that plays Warwick, and he played Warwick pretty much every game he had the chance to.
Yeah, he really did. That was pretty intense to watch. And of course, I love seeing Soraka. I love seeing good Sorakas. Good silences, good heals all around. Lee Sin pick for the jungle does not want to get counter-jungled again. Lee Sin, of course, being a really strong 1v1 fighter. See, and if it's Warwick in the jungle, that'll be a pretty even matchup. I'd say, like, neither of them is really going to be able to outright kill each other. Each one is going to be able to back off whenever they want. Warwick is going to be able to get Lee Sin down to half health and then book it.
I like the Lee Sin pick.
Yep, Misfortune is a strong counter pick to Soraka. Those impure shots going to be able to reduce the healing really well. However, I'm not seeing a lot of synergy with Janna late game. Janna's going to push all the enemies out, and Misfortune's going to have a problem hitting everyone with their ultimate. However, early game, I could see that working really well.
One of my favorite bottom lane combinations, Soraka and Graves. Very, very, very strong.
Maybe not. Maybe going for that old classic. Soraka Ashe?
That's probably one of my least favorite bottom lanes. That is such a passive farm lane up until level 6, and it looks like they are going to lock it in. Ashe is strong now. Ashe has been making a bit of a comeback, and so I'm not surprised to see Ashe. I just am a little bit surprised to see the combination of Ashe with Soraka.
I'm not surprised by it at all. That's an old classic. That's like that's over a year old. Europeans used to run Soraka and Ashe a lot. It used to be Ashe mid back when the meta was 80 carry mid, but ever since it went to support and 80 carry bot, you had Ashe and Soraka. They are as old as the meta. And I actually do like that pick though. Ashe has really good harass, might even be able to counter harass Misfortune, going to be able to keep her distance, going to be able to kite really well. As soon as Misfortune takes damage, she loses her strut, and of course Ashe is going to be slowing with her frost shots. Swain pick against Ahri. I'm not sure that I agree with that.
That's probably one of my favorite picks when I'm playing against an Ahri, is to play Swain. If you land your never move onto Ahri, she is done. D-O-N-E. Because I can spell and I'm cool like that. And Annie.
What is
So
this?
we're actually going to see Swain go up
Double
top.
mage.
We're going to see the double AP, and we're going to see Nidalee go up top. Now, this is going to be surprising. I like Nidalee against Swain, but I don't like it as much as I like Nidalee over Rumble. So I think that's going to be a solid team comp. You see a lot of stuns, a lot of CC coming out of Team 1Oak, and I as much as I like Team C2 and their individual lanes, again, it's kind of a lot like the last one. I don't know if I necessarily like them team comp-wise over Team 1Oak.
Now look at this. 1Oak, again, has amazing ultimate synergy. If Annie can get out that Tibbers stun, then Swain's going to use his Never move. Morgana's, not Morgana.
Misfortune.
Misfortune is going to ultimate. And then even if they do get a bad engage on them, they have Janna for safety. So I guess they learned a lesson from their last game. If we get engaged on poorly, we are going to lose. So they have Janna, using that Janna to make sure that they don't lose any more team fights. We're seeing something sort of similar from from C2 here on the right. They have a lot of sustained damage. Ari, even though she is generally considered burst, her damage does take a while to come out. She has her Will-o'-the-Wisps, or whatever it's called, Foxfire.
Right,
she has
Foxfire, yeah.
which takes a little bit of time. Her Orb of Deception is on a pretty low cooldown. Then of course you have Warwick, who's the king of sustained damage. It's so hard to 1v1 him. Nidalee also has really strong sustained damage if you're taking AD, which I suspect she is. And Soraka's going to be able to be there to help sustain them through through any onslaught the C2 is there to provide. So what it's going to depend on is, again, can C2 get that initiation off? If yes, they win. If no, they lose.
I would be a little bit surprised if it went AD Nidalee up top. Now, I'm taking a look here at the runes for Soda Pizop, and taking a look, I think he has selected his AD runes, so I think we will see an AD versus, we've got some armor runes, magic resist, and physical damage, straight physical damage. So it looks like she's going to go AD Nidalee. However, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I would rather have the burst damage from AP Nidalee, and I can't get myself back into, my League of Legends client may crash here. Nope, there we go, we're back in.
Okay.
I would like the burst damage out of AP Nidalee a little bit more against Swain over the AD kind of poke damage that comes out of it. I'm going to take a quick peek here at the runes that Swain is running, because I have to imagine he's probably going to plan for AD. Let's take a peek here. I believe he is going for, he's got AP, just flat AP, health per level, so he'll have an extra health per level, magic penetration, and ability power. So no sort of AP, no sort of defensive runes coming out for Swain. He is going for straight damage, and so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I still stand by, I think that it would have been better to have an AP Nidalee versus a Swain than an AD, but we'll see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm. I think a solo top Annie might work. You have a little bit of safety there with her stun, so she can throw out her stun cone if they group up together, and she'll be able to get out of there. It'll take good timing, but she could. And if Swain or Annie is having a tough lane, they can just swap.
That's very true. Very, very true. However, with that being said, Annie, I have to imagine Annie, just because you're going to be going against Ari. I would rather have... I'm not sure if I'd rather have Annie versus Ari. I'd probably rather have Annie versus Ari for that early game. I probably would.
So maybe that's something to look out for if they have Annie versus Ari mid, and then do a lane swap eventually. That would be kind of fun to see.
Now,
you don't see a lot of lane swaps in the meta right now.
No, you don't. Something also interesting is we have 2 summoner heals for both players in bottom lane. Both Ashe and Soraka have heal, and that means no offensive summoners out of bottom lane. There's no exhaust, no ignite, or anything like that. They're going to be running straight heal flash on both their support and their AD carry.
Now, I think that is a huge mistake, because Misfortune has some of the highest damage output early game, because she's doing extra with her impure shots. She adds extra magic damage to it, and of course she reduces healing. So to take double heal, Misfortune must be pretty be happy right now looking at looking at that double heal.
Well,
she's just, yeah, you see she's licking her upper lip. Free champion kills.
That's probably what she's feeling right now, especially with the impure shots to kind of negate the heal a little bit. And we'll have to see how that plays out. Like I said, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Maybe that's to counteract Lee Sin. Lee Sin obviously right now has Smite and Exhaust. So he's going to be looking, I have to imagine he's going to be looking for quick ganks fast. Either that or he's going to be in the jungle and looking to kill Warwick and keep Warwick at a low level. One thing we've seen is Volt Ninja, when he gets rolling with Warwick, once he hits level 6, he ganks hard, he ganks fast, and he does a lot of damage. And so be looking for that Lee Sin to do one of the two things, gank quickly and fast, or to be in the jungle, Udyr's Warwick's jungle, and kind of making a muck of the place.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Lee Sin not taking Flash. It makes me happy to see someone not taking Flash, because sometimes you just don't need it. Lee Sin already has so much mobility. Why would you need more? It makes sense.
So here it is. It is game number 2. It's a best out of 3. C2 versus Team 1Oak. It is the bronze match for the League Monthly 2012 March edition. We do have the finals coming up after this one between Just the Usual and Team Icon of Vanity. Vanity of Icon? Icon of Vanity, I believe is the
that is the coolest team name.
The correct
Just
order
throwing
of
that out there.
The team name. So that'll be coming up after this one. Right now, though, it is the bronze matchup between these two teams that you are seeing right now, both starting to make their way into the jungles respectively. We see Team C2 starting to invade a little bit onto the red. They do have Warwick, so they have a decent amount of sustain. We see Pink starting to go up on the red for Team from Team 1Oak. I wonder if they're going to go in and possibly try to steal that red buff.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. That red buff is what Warwick relies on for those early ganks, and if they can take it, that's one less thing they have to worry about for the first 5 minutes of the game.
A surprising pickup for first items when it comes to Swain. He has picked up a cloth armor and 5 pots. I'm not sure what he's going to turn that cloth armor into, and he has also already picked his never move, so you can tell that they are certainly getting prepared for a level 1 fight. Annie has her stun charge. She does have Incinerate. Misfortune starting to make her way back, as well as Janna, and they are looking for that quick level 1 fight.
Well, not apparently, because they're backing off. But Swain is probably going to be going, I would guess, for an early Glacial Shroud. Or no, that's, I'm sorry, that
would be...
He's probably going for a Frozen Heart, eventually. That's probably what I'll turn it into, unless he's going for Ninja Tabby.
I could see the Ninja Tabby being pertinent, especially against Nidalee. You are going to be sacrificing a little bit of damage with the, of course, not getting your Source Shoes, but that's a strong pickup. Now, we do see Lee Sin, very aggressive jungle. He's going to go right away in at the red buff, that is Warwick's. He's going to use his smite to pick it up, and he's going to leave one behind. No, he's going to go ahead and take the whole camp, so that way it resets and he has the timer on it. He's going to pick a quick level 2, and Nidalee is going to be in the perfect position to be ganked right now. She has no trap in that tri-bush and no traps in the area. You see the ping starting to go down. Actually, Ari's a little bit worried, but right now it's Nidalee that needs to be worried.
Now we see Warwick coming into the jungle, probably wants to take that red buff, probably assumed that Lee Sin got it. They didn't want to fight that level 1 fight. They do have Misfortune, who is an excellent level 1 fighter. Just that, yeah, she did take her impure shot, so she's going to be doing extra magic damage. And she does have an attack speed steroid. Warwick, yep, picking up that red buff from Lee Sin. So he is going to be able to keep that red buff, and just to add insult to injury, he's going to leave that little guy, because I bet he guessed when his red buff was taken, and so he's going to be able to go and get it when he wants it. So that's some really wise play coming out from Volt Ninja.
Yeah, Volt Ninja really doing a good job of leaving up the creep waves. Those are not going to reset until the full wave is dead. Lee Sin was spotted up top, and Janna getting pinged down. Warwick is in the area. He does have red buff. He's going to make his way out of there. It is a pink ward, so that way they are going to be able to clear out the tri-brush. That means Team 1Oak right now is going to have the tri-brush advantage when it comes to wards, and Warwick will start to make his way back into the jungle as well. And like you said, just great kind of heads-up play by Volt Ninja, making it so that way Lee Sin is going to have to not get as much experience. And really, the counter jungling, you have to give it to Warwick because it was an even trade. Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't an even trade. It was a trade in favor of Warwick. He also grabbed the Wraith Camp. That's something that Lee Sin did not grab, and it was a good heads up from Warwick. Lee Sin peeked his way out up on top lane. Nidalee did see him by the creeps, and so that's how Warwick was able to tell that he had taken his red buff.
So this is an interesting pick. I just realized this. Misfortune picked up a Dorn's Blade instead of a Boots and 3 pots. You usually see Boots when you're talking about a non-sustaining support, but instead she decided to get Dorn's Blade. We have Lee Sin here. Looks like he's going to be coming in for a ninja gank, and I don't think Ashe and Soraka are aware of it. No, he uses his W to the ward, and now his Q is out. He's going to follow with Resonating Strike, and there's the slow on Ashe. The heal comes out, though. They do have double heal. Only had to burn one. The other one is still up right now. And I guess that's why they wanted heal, is because they wanted to stop those early ganks from Lee Sin. Smart move.
Yeah, good heads-up play. However, Lee Sin did grab, not only did he grab both summoners from Ashe, the summoner heal and the flash, he also was able to take out another ward with that pink ward being up. And so Lee Sin right now is doing a great job of being very mobile, making it so it's going to be a very, very uncomfortable lane bottom. With having Janna and her kiting abilities, with having damage from Misfortune, that bottom lane is going to be very hard going Soraka versus Ashe.
I'm very impressed with top lane. Swain is doing a really good job. Not really in his element in top lane. Looks a little bit off, really. Not used to seeing this.
Swain has played a lot top lane in competitive play, and somebody who plays him a lot is Hotshot GG, and we saw a lot of that in Hanover, so it's not that out of place.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It just looks funny to me.
Because you're used to him being an AP mid, so.
Yep. He is an AP bruiser, of course. He's, oh wow, nice double up, but Misfortune is maxing her impure shots first. Going to be able to deal a lot of damage with that, going to be able to increase her attack speed. They're going for some early fights, I'll bet. I wouldn't be surprised to see once they hit level 6, Janna starts CCing them, Misfortune throws out her ultimate, and then they just hit them hard as much as they can. So
it looks like all 3 lanes right now are pretty even, and even though we saw a lot of counter jungling coming out of Warwick and Lee Sin, it looks like it hasn't really taken too much of an effect. Warwick actually with the level advantage right now, he's level 5, Lee Sin right now is level 4, but he probably, well, he will not, he's actually pretty far behind, he will not hit level 5 off of these golems. We do see Swain picking up the ninja tabbies, so that way he's going to be able to negate some of the damage coming out of Nidalee's auto attacks.
Yeah, that's definitely going to give him a strong advantage. Picking up boots, too, is also going to help him avoid some of those skill shots. Going to be able to step out of range of Cougar before she can do it. It's going to be harder for Nidalee to harass Swain now.
Lee Sin's starting to kind of come in the area of Annie. We see the orb come out, do a little bit of CSing from Annie, and instead Lee Sin's going to back out of there and go back into his jungle. We see damage going down. Oh, wow. Swain is getting hit hard by Nidalee. The Ignite is off, so obviously Swain right now, and he tries... One thing you don't do is try to outrun a Nidalee spear. Swain, however, did do it there, and a good heads-up play from Nidalee, who just hit level 6, decided to go Cougar form, and then Swain hitting his ultimate. He was ignited, so he was not healing much from his ultimate.
That being said, that was sort of Nidalee's chance. She used her Ignite, and that's not going to be up for another little while.
No, it's not, and don't be surprised if we see Lee Sin give give Swain the blue buff. Oh, there goes the ultimate from... Oh, and the Ignite is off onto Nidalee, so low, and she is going to fall to Swain. Nidalee... What an amazing play from Lee Sin, coming in there with the safeguard, doing just a great job, and actually, kind of something very interesting to note, Lee Sin could have picked up the kill on Nidalee, but decided not to, instead decided to let the Ignite tick down and give Swain the kill. I don't know if you noticed that. I
did notice that. He saw that it was going to kill him, didn't use Resonating Strike. I think that's smart. Swain can use the gold much better than Lee Sin can.
Annie in a bad position right here. Annie getting ultimate by Warwick, missing the orb from Ahri, but Ahri does pick up the kill with her ultimate. I'm a little bit surprised, though. Ahri completely whiffed her orb of deception, and luckily was able to pick it up with her ultimate. However, Lee Sin now is with Warwick, and Warwick is going to be able to do a good amount of damage with his Q onto Lee Sin. Warwick is a full level ahead of Lee Sin, and Lee Sin is just not able to do anything right now against this Warwick. Warwick has his blood sent on Lee Sin. Warwick knows that he's right there, and he would be very, very foolish to try to fight him.
Let's see what Swain decided to pick up. He picked up his Catalyst. Swain is just going to be rolling right now. That kill is going to set him pretty far ahead of Nidalee right now. Nidalee probably just wants to try and push lane as much as possible because she's going to be having trouble against Swain. Because Swain has that armor, he's taking less damage from auto attacks, and Catalyst is going to sustain him through everything. That is a very strong play. Up, Lee Sin finding out that Warwick has taken his red. Yep, and clearing out the camp.
No matter what I say about Jungle Warwick, right now Volt Ninja is playing perfect. He is counter jungling just right. Oh, there goes the ultimate onto Misfortune. The Ashe arrow is on there as well. Big time damage going off. The health is just rolling off of Misfortune. However, she's going to be able to get out of there all right, but not without the help of a summoner heal. And I guess that's why you grab 2 summoner heals to save from incidents like that. And she's going to get out of there alive, but barely.
That was so close. Good ult arrow from Ashe. Good decision. She saw the Infinite Duress was about to end, threw out the arrow, but I guess between flash and double heal wasn't quite enough. That is a bit ridiculous, but now they're not going to have that double heal. Swain has taken blue buff.
And look at
Lee Sin has donated blue buff. Very, very smart of him. Swain does need blue buff.
Look at how much he can trade with Nidalee. Nidalee tries to go in there with a Cougar form, do a good job of hitting pounds, but Swain is just not phased by it. The amount of health he's getting back from his ultimate right now, Ravenous Flock, is just able to heal him so much and able to do a good amount of damage onto Nidalee. Also, laying down his Torment, and Torment is a deceptive move. You level up Torment first, and it does extra damage with each one of your attacks, and it also does a lot of damage over time, and he's just able to right now face her 1v1 and not be phased by it.
Yeah, we saw that C2 was able to pick up Dragon there, absolutely uncontested. After that gank bot, oh no, it looks like Ashe is in trouble now. After that gank bot, Misfortune and Janna both had to back, and that just left Dragon wide open.
Something we should note mid lane right now, Annie has not picked up a kill yet, and generally Annie wants to get a kill by this point. Annie's somebody who you want to be able to you want her to be able to burst down your mid at about level 6, have that Tibber stun up, and Ari's been doing a good job of sticking up there. She actually has about a 20 CS advantage right now. She also has her revolver.
Oh wow, look at bot lane, Ashe is getting dived. I can't believe we missed that. No, she'll be fine. Those heals are just massive. Like, neither team can really do much to the other. They chase them down, they just heal.
Ping's starting to go off towards the Dragon area. Something we did not note is Dragon was picked up. I have to assume that it was picked up by Team.
It was picked up by C2 after they pushed Misfortune and Janna out of lane.
Okay. I'm assuming Warwick was obviously a big part of that. They do have the gold advantage now, but it's not much. It's only about 0.5. Both teams at 1 kill apiece right now, playing pretty conservatively. Warwick is waiting. Oh, Warwick is going to start to make his way in. There goes the stun. Warwick ulties onto, there was the charm onto Annie. Annie is going to fall to Ari, and Lee Sin comes into the area, but it's not enough. Misfortune is going to pick up a kill on Soraka, and so it'll be a 1-for-1 trade.
Not really a trade, 2 separate fights going 2 very different ways.
Swain is back in the vicinity, though. He's starting to make his way back down as he wants to do something with this mid lane. Right now, Ari is somebody who's going to scale better into the game, snowball-wise, than Annie. And if this Ari is allowed to get out of control, she's going to do a lot of damage. Look at the amount that she's doing on Lee Sin. Lee Sin, oh, almost caught by the charm. If you would have been caught by that charm, that would have been a very dead Lee Sin.
Yeah, the charm itself would have almost killed him. Jeez. Yeah, he's going to heal back with his pots, though, and he's coming back into lane. And yeah, usually you want to see a kill on Annie by this point, but Ari is so mobile, so tough to catch. Even without her ultimate, she has great range with her Orb of Deception and Foxfire. And now she is back to picked up her Will of the Ancients. Annie is not going to be able to do anything against this Ari for a long time.
No, absolutely not. The Ari is just outplaying Ninja, who is playing Ari right now, is doing such a good job of farming well, having a big-time CS lead, right now 105 to 91, but also having the 2-kill advantage. And you see a little bit of slows going down onto Ashe down bottom, but Ari is just playing very, very strong mid right now, trying to propel herself into late game where she is an assassin.
And we see the CS is definitely, in top lane, is definitely going in favor of Swain. He's really throwing his weight around. Every time Nidalee steps forward to CS, he just harasses her out of lane. Blue buff is down now, though, so he can't quite be a bully as much.
And I'm not surprised Swain is doing as well as he is up top against Nidalee. I said this in the pregame, that you really kind of want a champion that's able to burst down Swain, not just do sustained damage, because Swain is able to heal with his Ravenous block and able to get a good amount of it back while dealing damage. And so he kind of trades positions, he flip-flops. All the damage that you're doing to him, he takes and heals with it, and then he's going to do a good amount of damage to you. So we do see Ahri starting to come in the way. He does not know that she is there. There goes the ultimate from Ahri. The ultimate also from Swain. Ravenous block is up. Never move is laid down. However, Swain is not going to be able to stay in this one. Ahri going to pick up the kill with her Orb of Deception, and that is going to be another kill for Ahri, who now is 3-0.
Bot lane, we have a lot of damage going on Ashe. It looks like they do want to go for the kill. The ultimate comes out from Soraka, and Misfortune is forced to push her way back out of tower. That was almost very dangerous for Ashe.
Right now, what Ashe wants to do is just farm. She wants to just farm. Right now, Misfortune is in her prime. Misfortune has her BF sword. She has 2 Dorans and her Zerker Greaves. Oh, there's the ultimate! And the ultimate from Warwick. Janna, though, comes in and gets Warwick off of Misfortune. Warwick is going to flash in. He does use his Q, and it is not going to be enough. A great couple of flash and ultimates from Janna, able to save the life of Ashe, and that was very, very close.
I think that was bad coordination. Warwick used his ultimate, and then while Misfortune had infinite duress on her, Ashe used her ultimate. And I think if Ashe had waited just a moment, that would have been a kill. But instead, the Janna ultimate was allowed to do its work. Misfortune was able to heal out of that. Those heals are so annoying. They must just be hitting their heads against their keyboards right now. That is... We saw in all chat.
That is such a such an annoying bottom lane when both the AD carry and the support have summoner heal. Oh, there goes the slow onto Ashe. Ashe gets a tornado. Misfortune is able to do a good amount of harassment back to Ashe. Soraka with her heal. Ashe starting to respond back, kiting down Janna. Is she going to be able to grab her? It does not look like it. However, Lee Sin is in the area. Lee Sin safeguards in. He's able to lay down his cripple onto Soraka, and Soraka's going to die to a tornado from Janna, and that'll be a great pickup for Team 1-of-a-Kind. However, Ahri is in the area. The Lee Sin kick is like, Ahri, get out of here. Does Ahri have her ultimate? If Ahri has her ultimate, she might be able to go in there. She does have her ultimate right now. She's going to back out, though. Annie is in the area. Janna will go back as well. We see pings going down all around. Ahri wants to do something here, and I think she could if she wanted to contest this.
So yeah, Dragon is up right now. I don't think either team really has the advantage, though. Ahri's ultimate, when she has blue buff, is on such a low cooldown, but it is about to time out. And yeah, bumping up to 91.2 seconds. That's a lot bigger than 71.
Well, it looks like Warwick and Ahri are going to be the ones that go and take the dragon. Warwick is in the area. Lee Sin has no idea. There's no wards really in the area. There's one at the Tri-Brush. There goes the pings down on Lee Sin. Is Lee Sin going to even try to contest it? I think it'd be kind of foolish to try to. Ashe and Soraka starting to make their way in. Oh, Lee Sin almost caught by a charm, but he's going to eat an Ashe arrow. Now he's got 4 people for C2 in the area. The ultimate is in from Ahri. Ahri is able to pick up Lee Sin. There goes a monsoon from Janna to get everybody out there, because right now this Ahri is out for blood. She uses the last of her ultimate, throws down a charm, not able to hit anyone, and here comes Frank and Annie trying to come in there and maybe try to do a little bit of cleanup.
Frank and Tibbers Annie.
Frank and
no,
Tibbers Annie.
That was a big mistake by Lee Sin. I mean, there was no reason to try and contest that. He was not going to be able to get it. There was a tiny chance, but even if he was able to steal it, he'd pay for it with his life. Oh,
absolutely, and really at this point, even trying to bait it was a bad idea because of how mobile right now Team C2 is with the cutting abilities of Ashe and also with Ahri's ultimate. There's no way you're going to be able to bait that. If you go in and try to bait it, you're going to have exactly what happened there. You're going to melt fast.
Yeah, C2 did. They are made for catching people out of position, and Lee Sin was out of position.
Well, right now the only lane that's really super winning right now for Team 1-of-a-Kind is Swain up top, and just look at how much he is able to bully AD Nidalee. I'm gonna rest on this forever that Nidalee should have gone AP, but right now she's just doing her best to stay in the lane, keep CSing. We see Swain with 122 CS. Nidalee right now is at 106, so she's doing a decent job. She has her Regals and Dorans, and I have to imagine she has.
Hold on, here comes Lee Sin in bot lane. Sorry to interrupt you. But he's going to be looking for a Q onto Soraka. Janna almost fell. There it is. He is going to Resonating Strike in. He ultimates Ash out of there. He uses his slow, trying to slow her down as much as possible. Ash is stuck behind creeps, and Misfortune is going to be able to pick up that kill. Looks like Lee Sin wants more, though. He's going in. Annie is coming around from the side. He is going to W out of there. Annie is there. There comes the Q. There comes Tibbers. And the Q from Lee Sin is able to pick up the kill on Soraka. Wow. Excellent play from One of a Kind.
Well, just as I was about to say that every lane is losing for Team One of a Kind, One of a Kind is like, hey, regards, we're going to make you eat your words on this one. And they go ahead and pick up 2 kills, Soraka and Ash falling, and picking up a couple of kills, Lee Sin as well as, actually I think Lee Sin... No, Misfortune and Lee Sin grabbed those kills in that one. So, Misfortune 2-0-2. She did get her Infinity Edge. Ash right now hasn't finished any of her big items yet and also doesn't have any Doran. So, obviously right now, Misfortune is, item-wise, doing a lot better than Ash. Oh, we see the ultimate in from Ari. Right now, Annie is in a bad position, and she's going to ulti back out and clean up. Warwick going to pick up the kill on that one. And finally, someone on Team C2 picks up a kill outside of Ari.
I'd say Dead is a pretty bad position.
Yeah, that's kind of a bad place to be.
Yeah, Warwick almost catching Lee Sin, taking red, but Lee Sin wisely smiting it, knowing that Warwick might be around. You never know. That's why you have smite. It's to make sure that you get those buffs. Oh wow, the Orb of Deception. Orb of Deception is hitting hard. She does have Will of the Ancient and needlessly large rod. God, can't enunciate today. She has 256 AP. She is hurting right now, along with Sorcerer's Shoes. She's going to have that magic penetration. She is really doing well. 4 kills. Ari is not someone you want fed.
Ooh, interesting.
Looks like Warwick is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like Warwick is caught out of position here, trying to take blue buff. He's going to run, but he is slow. Nidalee is there to try to support him, but he is going to go down to a Lee Sin kick execution. Nidalee is going to try to lay down as much damage as possible, but Ari is forced to flash out because here comes Annie and Swain. So that's going to be a kill for One of a Kind. One of a Kind is really stepping up to the plate here. They are really far behind, but they are just doing everything they can to work together, say we're not out of this yet. They're only about 2.4k behind.
Now, don't forget, this is game number 2. Team C2, who's the purple team right now, they did win the first one, and that means if C2 wins this one, that's it. That's 3rd and 4th place are decided. So, obviously, right now, Team One of a Kind does not want to lose this one.
So, look at this. Nidalee is trying to fight Swain with blue buff.
That's probably not a good call. However, she did stay pretty decently with him. However, Swain actually had that same amount of health basically when they started fighting. Nidalee hopping into her Cougar stance, trying to go back over to Swain, but really, at this point, I kind of question even trying to trade blows with him. It doesn't seem really worth it.
No, Nidalee is out of mana, and Swain just keeps getting his back, and he can use his ultimate to lifesteal all that back. He's looking for a kill on her. She has no mana left. Warwick is here, though. He's going to stick around by trying to hide behind the trees, I guess. Oh, yes, there's the engagement. Here goes Warwick. The ultimate for Warwick comes out. Never moves out, but he is going to fall anyways to a Hungering Strike from Warwick. Excellent play from him.
Oh, down bottom. Misfortune laying down her ultimate. Janna almost falling. She is ignited. Ari is in the area, though, and Ari is going to pick up the Q from Lee Sin and save it, so that way nobody falls down bottom. So a couple of very big team fights going on. Sorry about interrupting you there, 4th Oracle, but 2 very big team fights going on there. Swain is the one who ends up falling out of both of them, though, and it looks like actually Nidalee is going to pick up a tower as well. So Team C2 doing their best to push it into that late game that they want to push it to.
Well, what they're really trying to do right now is catch them one-on-one, because they know if they get into a full-on team fight with One of a Kind, they're going to lose it. Annie's going to stun, Swain's going to never move and lay down his damage. Misfortune is going to lay down her damage. And then of course Lee Sin is going to slow them all and make sure that everything goes off. That is going to be painful. So C2 is saying, okay, we'll just fight you 2v2, 3v3, so you can't use that full-on team fight potential that you have. And they're playing it very smart. They are turning this game into a bunch of skirmishes.
And that's what they have to do. They have to keep it about the skirmishes. They have to continue to focus on one champion at a time in order to win this one, because Team 1-of-a-Kind does have a better AoE comp, probably a better team font.
We have
team fight, yeah.
battle
We actually see the ultimate down on Lee Sin. On Annie. Warwick is in the area taking big damages. Ari, Lee Sin will pick up the kill. Annie's in a bad position. She is going to have to flash out of there, and Annie's starting to run out the safeguard in from Lee Sin, and right now Warwick is still in the fray. He is able to lifesteal a decent amount. Nidalee is in a terrible place right now. The Ashe is going to whiff, and Annie will pick up a kill. A big turnaround for Team 1-of-a-Kind. And I have to say, with that team fight, the tides have turned.
That's exactly what 1-of-a-Kind needed. They needed a full-on team fight, because we just got finished saying, if it's a full-on 5v5 team fight,
there's just no way
to win it. It's not. I don't think it's nearly, like, with the way that 1-of-a-Kind is playing right now, it's nearly impossible for C2 to win a straight-up team fight. C2 needed to get a stronger early game lead, and they didn't. Swain did. Oh no! It looks like
bad
Warwick
place for Warwick to be right now. Warwick
trying to catch Annie in misfortune there, but they're going to be fine. They're going to stay behind their tanky Lee Sin and Swain, and they're just going to book it out of there. They have Dragon. There is no reason to stick around.
Yeah, they're going to regroup and get themselves back out of there. But taking a peek at something, Warwick is actually, he does have 14k sitting in the bank, so I have to imagine he's going to go and finish something of an item. But item-wise, Warwick is...
1.4k.
Excuse me, 1.1...
14k is a lot of gold.
1.4. He has 1,400 in the bank that he's going to go back and buy something with, but he is item-wise pretty far behind. He has a Madriz and a Wit's End, whereas Lee Sin already has his Wriggles, he has an Aegis, and also a Doran, so that's kind of making a big deal in those team fights. That Warwick just wasn't able to do a lot of damage, and his ultimate was pretty negated by the rest of the team.
Yeah, look at this gold difference. It's really not that big. C2 really needed to win early game. They needed a bigger advantage, but anyways, before I was so rudely interrupted by that team fight, Swain was doing an amazing job top. He was farming. In fact, he's at 160. He's even farmed with Nidalee, but for most of the time, he was leading her, and that really showed its face in those team fights. Arya has 4 kills and is way ahead in CS. She is 100 up on Annie, but because Annie was able to use that stun with her ultimate, it was just massive.
Oh, Nidalee could be out of place here. Nidalee almost being taken down, but Nidalee will have to use her pounce to get out of there, and right now it's the Oracle's going down and clearing up wards. Sorry about that, Fourth. Go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. Nidalee's never out of position, though. No, I guess there was that time when she jumped into 4 people all alone. Maybe that was a mistake.
Maybe just a little bit.
But C2 is really making mistakes similar to what 1-of-a-Kind was making. 1-of-a-Kind was focusing down the wrong people. This time, C2 is doing something similar. C2 is just having trouble. Oh no, Ari might be in trouble. Yes, they catch Warwick, and Warwick is going to fall very quickly. No, he flashes over the wall. Misfortune is on him, though, and that is going to be a kill for Misfortune. Ari is going to try to book it out of there, throwing Orb of Deception just as a deterrent. Annie is looking for a stun. Lee Sin has queued onto her. What an aggressive Lee Sin. If he can land his Q, he always follows up with a resonating strike. Doesn't matter if it's going to do a whole bunch of damage, he just does it for good measure.
Exactly. That was kind of a silly move from Volt Ninja. We've been seeing him play very, very strong so far this game, and I'm a little surprised he decided to go ahead and face check that bush. You have no ward in there. That's the enemy's bush. That was just a bad play there on Warwick's part. Yeah,
and this could be a Baron, maybe not. Warwick has just come up, and both Swain and Annie are not quite at full capacity.
We see Warwick starting to build the components of a Warmogs. He did this back when he was playing against Just the Usual in the semifinals last game. I have to kind of question the idea, though, of getting a Warmogs on Warwick. He's somebody that has a lot of health, and he has lifesteal. Why not grab the armor and magic resist, negate a lot of that damage, and get it back with your lifesteal?
Yeah, lifesteal scales better with armor and magic resist than it does with health. You need health, but you usually want more armor and magic resist. And I figure if they are getting engaged on poorly, then C2 loses anyway, so armor and magic resist would probably be better for Warwick, so he just enough to survive that initiation, but then life steal it all back. I don't know. I guess that is a preference of playstyle, though. Probably going to be going... I don't know, that Giant's Belt could become a couple of things. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what he's got in store. The fortunate thing is it is versatile. He can build a lot of things out of it, so he can build...
Oh, there goes the Ash arrow. It hits Swain. Ari is now coming into the area. She used her Foxfire. They are able to take out Swain. Now the question is, are they going to be able to chase down the rest of the team? Instead, they're going to decide to turn it around and possibly pick up a Baron. This could be a huge turn of events for Team C2 right now, as they're going to look at this Baron. Lee Sin is in the area with the rest of the team. They don't want to be cruised up. Oh, the charm does land onto Diana. The ultimate from Misfortune isn't able to do a lot as Ari is in the area, and right now Team C2 has complete dominance of the Baron.
Yeah, they picked off Swain. Swain is the one that is really doing well. Misfortune is actually doing better right now, but Swain was their initiator, really. I mean, they had Annie's stun, but Swain was the one that needs to run in there and use his ultimate, use his abilities, lay down all that pain. And he just got caught out, and that's what C2's team composition is really good at. Ari has really great single target damage, can pick someone out. Warwick with his ultimate infinite duress, of course. Ash with her enchanted crystal arrow. They are so good at just picking someone off. They thought Swain was almost in his team, and they still got him. That really shows the power of C2's team composition.
Right, it's that solid being able to pick people off in the team fight, not to engage 5v5, but to be able to pick somebody off, and Ari's charm is able to do that so nicely. Warwick's ultimate is able to do that pretty nicely as well. Ari right now decently farmed, has her Will of the Ancients, has her Death Cap, and is right now 4-1, and they do have Baron, so I have to imagine they're going to try for a little bit of something here. 4 players out of Team 1Oak, excuse me, all are in there. There goes the ultimate from Ash. Swain is taking a good amount of damage. Warwick ulties onto Annie, so that way Annie cannot use Tibbers. Right now, it is a huge team fight. Annie is going to fall down to Nidalee. Lee Sin in a bad position. Lee Sin is going to fall to Warwick, and this is going exactly in the favor as Janna is going to have to use her Monsoon. Ari is going to flash in. There goes the charm from Ari. Ooh. Ari is still on the chase. Swain is going to lay down a never move. Hits 2 people from Team C2, and they are going to back out of there, but picking up 2 people, and right now this is vastly going in the favor of Team C2, who is doing just a great job of singling out people. Fourth Oracle, I don't know about you, man, but that was amazing how the Ash arrow onto Swain singled Swain out, and then Warwick smartly decided to ulti onto Annie, so Annie was not able to use her Tibbers. That was just a great heads-up play.
Very wise. That's really what... Oh, whoa, no, it looks like Misfortune is going to be caught out by the entire team. Not quite sure what she's doing. She's running away from her base right now, trying to get away. Now the damage is going to come out, and that's going to be another kill for Ari. Another body on the pile. That is just amazing. C2, they're doing exactly what they need. They know that one of a kind needs their entire team in order to be able to do anything. And so what they say is, okay, we'll just take one of you out. Now how are you going to initiate on us? Like they took out Annie. That was their really strong initiation. It's almost okay that she's not super farmed because they really just want her for that Tibbers initiation.
Absolutely, right now you really kind of want that initiation. You want that AoE stun. They're not able to get it off. They're not able to chain that into a never move, and then also Lee Sin getting in there. And so right now the initiation, Ash with the arrow on Swain, and Swain is just melting from everybody else. But look at that ultimate as it keeps him alive. He is ignited. Is he going to fall? It doesn't look like it. Yes, Ari is going to pick up the kill on Swain. They are also going to pick up the turret, and C2 right now is just dominating in these last 4 minutes as they started by getting the Baron, and right now I'm not too sure why they're even trying to why they're even sticking close to that area. That Ash, man, that Ash arrow is just such a strong initiation.
Yeah, she's been picking off exactly who she needs to every time. She's been getting Swain, and Swain is the person that really needs to run in there. And if he's stunned, there is no initiation. Swain is not tough enough right now to be able to take that sort of damage. Oh wow, looks like Ash is going to be out of position here. Yes, the last auto attack from Misfortune goes out. That is just a lot of pain. We're forced to flash over the wall, but he's going to fall anyways to the damage from Misfortune.
I'm a little bit surprised that they decided to stay in the area there, stay there so long. I'm surprised that they're still trying to stay in there so long, as Ahri and Nidalee are in the area. You also got Soraka, but you don't have Warwick, you don't have Ashe, you don't have your initiators. Back up, regroup, go and make your purchases. I mean, Ahri right now is sitting, well, they don't really have too much gold, so they don't have a lot of gold. Misfortune, however, has almost 2k gold, so you gotta imagine she's gonna go back pretty soon and go back and purchase. But, you know, regroup, push out the lanes, start to lay down those wards and feel everything out instead of trying to pick off the rest of those stragglers.
Now, I think I should sort of qualify one of the things I was saying earlier. I said that Swain is the person they need to initiate on. Under normal circumstances, that would be the exact opposite thing you want to do. But because the single target damage is so huge and that damage is sustained, they can manage to kill Swain and then still have the DPS to shift onto Misfortune and Annie. Because they can take out Swain so fast, that is the right target. It gets rid of that initiation. Right now, I guess I should sort of correct another thing I said. Annie, I said that's okay that Annie isn't that farmed, but the problem is because they're picking off Swain, that's not okay. They need that damage from her, but she just doesn't have it. She is very underfarmed. She only has 152 CS right now. Ahri literally has double. Like almost double of what Annie does. She's like 6 off from double. That is massive. Along with 6 kills, Ahri is a fed fox.
Ahri, right now Annie has not even 200 AP, whereas Ahri has over 600. The amount of damage that she's able to do out of just her Orb of Deception right now is right around a little under 300 there and 300 back, and that 300 back is true damage. So remember, that's about 300 true damage. That you're hitting at least 500 per person that it hits. That's a good chunk of damage coming out of the health bar of the opponent. And Ahri's actually maybe going to go and grab Misfortune, maybe in a bad position here. Misfortune is going to fall to Ahri, and Ahri just taking complete advantage. And right now, they're going to want to push. They're going to want to get into a team fight. You see Lee Sin and Swain in the area. There goes the charm onto Swain, and Swain is just walking all sorts of in love with Ahri. Kind of rolling around there. And right now, C2 is just doing exactly what they need to do. They're pushing out the lanes. They are taking the map control over, and that's what they want.
Oh no, it looks like Swain is finally getting the initiation that he wants. His ultimate is doing massive amounts of damage, but the rest of his team just isn't there. That was the initiation that they needed, and nobody was there to take advantage of it. Well, this is just not looking good for One of a Kind. I didn't mention this earlier, but One of a Kind does not have any towers. And we're hitting the point where, oh no, here comes the Ashe arrow. It hits Swain. Swain cleanses out of it. Quicksilver sashes, excuse me. The ultimate is trying to bring him back, but Lee Sin is going to fall to below half, and both of them are going to have to get out of there, leaving poor Annie and Janna all alone to fight this fed C2.
At this point, there's not too much that One of a Kind can do against Team C2. C2 is just doing a better job of initiating. They're doing a better job in team fights. Those Ashe arrows are able to single somebody out, and then the Warwick ult is able to do the same, and C2 is taking advantage of that with Ahri, with the amount of damage that she's doing. And add on to that the fact that it's AoE damage, there's just not too much you're going to do. You're going to see them go for Baron up here, and this might actually be baited a little bit. Ooh, Ahri in a dangerous place a little bit here. Ahri could get surrounded, but because of how mobile she is, she's just going to head out of there, and Baron is indeed going to fall over to Team C2.
Oh, Swain's going to get caught out trying to take it. There's a Shirley's referee to get out of there. Ahri is behind them and just ripping through them. Misfortune is using her ultimate to do her best. Yes, she's able to take down Ahri, unfortunately, but looks like there goes Nidalee too. This is huge. Warwick is doing his best to use Infinite Dress to lifesteal out of it. But wow, that's going to be a 3-for-1 exchange right after C2 gets Baron. That being said, I don't think there's much they can do anyway. Soraka is being chased down. One of a Kind is out for blood. Lee Sin thinking about planting his Reels Lantern ward over the wall and chasing, but he just says, nah, she's going to get away anyway.
A little bit of a surprising exchange, and Warwick also wasting his... no, he didn't waste it. I thought he wasted his flash, and Ashe is going to go ahead and pick up the Dragon. Bit of a surprising exchange for a team that's been doing so well so far this late game for T2, and Ashe is going to pick it up, but just a great heads-up initiation from Team One of a Kind, who used Miss Fortune's ultimate in just the perfect bottleneck area. If you look over here, you want to lay down those ultimates in specific areas. You want it right around here by the blue buff in that bottleneck area. You're going to also want it in this area and over here, and that's what she did. She was able to land her ultimate where everybody was bottlenecked. There's just no way nobody was getting out of there, and so she was able to do maximum damage out of it. And right now she's doing right around 150 per bullets coming out. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, right now we've hit the point where C2 pretty much has this game in the bag. I'd say I may eat my words because that happens a lot.
I just want to see you eat words, so I'm cool with that.
Nom nom. Yeah, eating books. No, generally you can think about it like this: when your own jungle is out of position for you, that is just about good game, because that means you have complete map control, you have every neutral objective, and of course League of Legends is defined by the neutral objectives. If you can get them, that is a huge advantage for you, and that's what C2's got right now. They're taking Baron, they're taking Dragon whenever they want to. They're theirs to lose.
Right now the initiation off onto Swain. Swain is going to get ultimate by Warwick with the Infinite Duras. There goes the damage onto Nidalee. The Tibbers drop is not able to do a lot of damage, but it is in there. Nidalee is going to pick up a quick kill onto Annie. Lee Sin falling fast to Ari. The Monsoon from Janna trying to get some people out of the area. The flash from Miss Fortune. She is not able to get enough damage onto Ari, and this might just be an ace and a GG. Janna booking it out of there. But really, it might be a little too much too late, as they're going to take down this inhibitor. The GG is coming out, the surrender boat's coming out. That is going to be a win, and we are going to have the third and fourth place announced. It is going to be third place, Team C2 for the League Monthly March 2012. For fourth place was Team One of a Kind. A great series out of both of them.
Yeah, very well played by C2. They were having a little bit of trouble top lane early game, but in the end, they were able to do exactly what they